You know, there's this old playground phrase that everyone knows: show me yours and I'll show you mine.
Oh, right. The classic negotiation tactic of kindergarteners everywhere.
Exactly. But here's the thing, I was reading this article recently about business brokerage, specifically in Stark County, but honestly, it applies everywhere. And it turns out that playground rule, it's basically the fundamental law of buying a business, but with way higher stakes.
It really is. It's funny you bring that up because to an outsider, buying a business looks like shopping. You think, I want that restaurant. So I'll go look at the price tag, check the books, and maybe make an offer, like buying a car or a house.
Right? You expect a for sale sign in the window.
And that is exactly where the illusion shatters. Because if you see a for sale sign in the window of a business you frequent, that business is probably already dying.
And that's a stark way to put it.
It's the truth, though. And this brings us to that show me yours dynamic. We are dealing with two terrified people here. On one side, you have the seller, who is terrified that if word gets out they are selling, their employees will quit, their competitors will poach their clients, and the bank will pull their credit line.
So they're operating in stealth mode.
Complete stealth, it's a covert operation. And on the other side, you have the buyer who is terrified of getting ripped off. They want to see every tax return, every bank statement, every skeleton in the closet before they commit a dime.
So you have a seller hiding everything and a buyer demanding to see everything. That's a recipe for a deadlock.
Precisely. It's a standoff. And the article you mentioned highlights the two keys to unlocking that standoff, the NDA and the proof of funds.
Let's break those down because I feel like NDA is a buzzword people throw around, but in this context, it feels aggressive. If I'm a buyer and I just want to know which gym is for sale, why do I have to sign a legal document threatening to sue me if I talk?
Think of it as the price of admission. The NDA, or non-disclosure agreement, isn't just paperwork, it's a trust filter. When a broker asks you to sign that, they are protecting the asset you are trying to buy.
That's an interesting flip. By signing it, I'm actually protecting the thing I want to own?
Exactly. Imagine you refuse. You say, I'm not signing that, just tell me the name. And let's say the broker slips up and tells you. Then you go have a beer with a buddy and say, hey, did you know Joe's Hardware is for sale?
And my buddy tells his cousin who works at Joe's Hardware.
Boom. Panic spreads. Key staff leave. Revenue drops. The business is now worth less than it was yesterday. So the NDA is the seller saying, I will show you my secrets, but first you have to promise to carry the burden of those secrets.
It's heavy. It shifts the dynamic from shopping to conspiring. You're becoming an insider.
That's a great way to put it. You are entering the inner circle. But then comes the second hurdle, which I find buyers struggle with even more than the NDA.
The proof of funds.
The proof of funds.
This is the show me yours part for the buyer. And honestly, I get the resistance here. It feels invasive. I haven't even decided if I like the business yet, and you want to see my bank account balance? It feels like asking for a credit check before a first date.
It does feel that way. But let's play devil's advocate. Put yourself in the seller's shoes. You have spent 20 years building this company. It's your baby. You are willing to open your books, show your profit margins, reveal your customer list, which is your most valuable asset. Are you going to do that for someone who might just be curious?
The tire kickers.
The tire kickers, the dreamers, the competitors digging for dirt. The proof of funds isn't about the broker being nosy, it's about capacity. It's the buyer saying, I'm not just a tourist here, I have the ticket to ride.
So it's a gatekeeping mechanism.
Essential gatekeeping. And it protects the buyer's time too, oddly enough. There is no point in falling in love with a $3 million manufacturing plant if you only have 50 grand in liquid assets and can't get an SBA loan. The proof of funds reality checks the dream before anyone wastes emotional energy.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Like this whole dance is about vulnerability. We live in this age of radical transparency, social media, Glassdoor, everything is out there. But high stakes business is still this bastion of intense privacy.
It has to be. Because business value is fragile. It's built on perception and stability. The moment you introduce uncertainty, like a sale, you shake the foundation.
So if I'm a buyer in Stark County, or anywhere really, and I walk into a broker's office, I shouldn't take these requests personally.
Never take it personally. In fact, if a broker doesn't ask you for an NDA and proof of funds, you should run.
Really, why?
Because it means they are reckless with the seller's confidentiality. And if they are reckless with the seller now, they'll be reckless with your confidentiality later when you're the owner trying to sell. Professionalism looks like barriers. It looks like paperwork.
That's a powerful insight. The friction is proof of quality.
Exactly. And there's another layer to the proof of funds that people miss. It's not just about cash in the bank. It's about liquidity and strategy. Are you using a 401k rollover, a home equity line of credit? Investors? The show me yours isn't just do you have money, it's how does your money work,
It forces the buyer to get serious. You can't just browse. You have to have a strategy before you even get the name of the business.
right? It separates the serious entrepreneurs from the hobbyists. And, going back to that show me yours, I'll show you mine title, it implies equality, a trade.
A fair exchange.
Yes. The seller trades their privacy, financials, customer data for the buyer's privacy, financial capability. Both sides strip down a little bit. It's uncomfortable.
It's a trust fall.
It is. And the broker is the one catching both of them.
I like that image, but let me ask you this. What happens when someone refuses? Say a buyer has the money, plenty of it, but they are just stubborn. I'm not showing you my statements until I know what I'm buying. Do deals die on this hill?
All the time. And usually the seller breathes a sigh of relief.
Really? They don't feel like they lost a potential sale?
No, because a buyer who fights the process at step 1 is going to be a nightmare at step 10. If you won't sign a standard NDA, how are you going to handle the complex due diligence later? If you won't show proof of funds, how will you handle the bank underwriting? It's a behavioral screening as much as a financial one.
That's fascinating. It's a personality test disguised as bureaucracy.
100%.
So, looking at the big picture here, we are talking about buying businesses, but this really speaks to something deeper about how value is transferred in our economy. It's not an algorithm. It's not one-click ordering on Amazon. It's deeply human and deeply based on verified trust.
That's the irony of the digital age. You can buy a house online now, almost sight unseen. You can buy stocks in a millisecond. But buying a small business, the deli, the machine shop, the accounting firm, remains a handshake game. It requires looking someone in the eye, or at least signing a document that says, I respect what you built.
It's intimate.
It's incredibly intimate. You are taking over someone's life's work. The NDA and the proof of funds are just the knocking on the door before you enter their house.
And you can't enter the house with muddy shoes.
Exactly. Wipe your feet, show your ID, and respect the threshold.
I wonder, though, as we look forward now, do you think this will change? Will technology ever solve this trust gap, or will we always need this awkward dance of you show me first?
That is the million-dollar question. We're seeing blockchain, we're seeing smart contracts. Maybe there's a future where I can verify I have the funds without actually showing you my bank statement. Zero-knowledge proofs, technologically speaking.
Oh, that's cool. So the math proves I can afford it, but you don't see my balance.
Right? That could streamline the money side. But the secret side, the NDA, I don't think that goes away. Because human anxiety doesn't go away. The fear of a competitor destroying you doesn't go away.
So the technology might change, but the psychology remains the same.
As long as businesses are run by people, fear and trust will be the currency of the deal.
Well, there you have it. If you're out there thinking about buying a business, don't get offended when the broker asks for your autograph and a peek at your wallet. It's not an insult. It's an invitation to the grown-up table.
Pull up a chair, but bring your checkbook.
And keep your mouth shut about what you see.
Laughs. Absolutely.
Thanks for breaking this down with us. It's a reminder that in business, sometimes the barriers are there to keep the value in, not to keep you out.
Couldn't have said it better.
Until next time, keep your secrets safe and your funds verified.
Take care.